This is Bill Brady, One United Body, speaking on the topic of prophets and apostles in the kingdom age and oracles and sons in the age of Melchizedek. The kingdom age is an age of spiritual growth, a level of spiritual growth, which you can see in the book of Acts. Prophets and apostles in the book of Acts are functioning in the kingdom age. The age of Melchizedek is a higher spiritual age, which there isn't any historical, well, I shouldn't say that. In history between the time of Adam and the time of Jacob, there were Melchizedeks upon the earth, and people did function as Melchizedeks. But it's not really a full function in the age of Melchizedek until this time that we're in right now. And God is calling people up from the kingdom age into what's called the ecclesia age, and then into what's called the age of Melchizedek. In the kingdom age, people functioned as prophets. Those who spoke function as prophets, or they were prophetic people. Either way, they spoke prophecies. And those who were sent were apostles. And both the prophets and the apostles were sent as, they were functioning as servants. In the age of Melchizedek, those who speak spontaneously like a prophet or a prophetic person are oracles. And what they speak is also called an oracle. So an oracle is a noun to describe a person who speaks oracles. And an oracle is either a person who's a noun or it's a spoken word that's a noun. Either way, oracles are sons. They're not servants, they're sons. And much like apostles, sons are sent. God the Father sent Yeshua the Son as the Son. And those who begin to function as a son, which is a specific identity, which has specific functions, are sons. They function as a son. So son is an identity that has specific functions. And once sons are fully trained, they are sent. There's preparation, then there's training, and then a final sending once fully trained. Now, revelation has been given to me, and this is something that was given to me 20 years ago or something, 15, 20 years ago, maybe more. God has a quiver. God the Father has a quiver, and he has arrows in the quiver. And each of these arrows in the quiver is a son. And when a son is ready to be sent, he reaches back and takes out an arrow, puts it in the bow, and releases and shoots the arrow. He sends the arrow. He sends the son. Now, Yeshua, as the son, was sent to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. That is both ascending to a geographical location within the borders of the nation of Israel and to a specific people within the borders of the nation of Israel. He's sent to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. So I see that sons will be sent to a specific geographic location, which could be as big as the entire earth and as small as whatever. We'll see how that works out. A lot of these things we learn as we go. You get some revelation from Scripture, and you get some revelation just as revelation, but some things you learn as you do them, and you say, oh, that's the way that works. So my expectation is that sons will be sent to a specific geographical area and a specific group of people in that geographical area. Bottom line is that what Yeshua did while he was upon the earth, he didn't do by functioning in the way that the prophets and apostles around us currently function, or the way that they function in the New Testament. He was functioning at higher ages than those prophets and apostles that we have around us today in great numbers. Even though, they're still rare compared to the entire population, but there's a good number of prophets and apostles around. Yeshua wasn't functioning the same way that they were. He was functioning at a higher level of identity. He was functioning as a son. One of the functions, major functions of a son, is to be the father shows the son what the father is doing, currently doing at this time. That's what it says in John. The father showed the son what he was doing. This means he showed Yeshua what he was doing and how to do it, and then Yeshua started doing it. So one of the major functions of a son is to receive revelation of what the father is doing at this time. Sons also function in two other identities. One is Son of God and the other is Son of Man. So Yeshua, as the Son, was given revelation how to function as the Son of God, or some revelation of how to function as the Son of God, and some revelation how to function as the Son of Man. Because Yeshua is the forerunner, we follow him in what he did. So we as sons are also shown how to function as a son of God and also as a son of man. This takes a journey to a particular level of identity. It doesn't happen immediately when you first become a believer by any means. It's not immediate at all. At a later point, you get the revelation of sonship, and then you get the revelation of Son of God and the revelation of Son of Man. Two separate revelations. Then Yeshua himself had two ascensions. After his death, burial, and resurrection, soon afterwards, he ascended as the Son of God up to sit next to the Father. Came back, taught the apostles about the kingdom for 40 days, if I remember correctly. Then he went out to a mountain and he ascended a second time. He was taken up in the clouds. And then we see in Daniel chapter 7, him arriving on the other end. This is now his ascension as the Son of Man. And he ascended up to the throne where the Ancient of Days was seated. So Yeshua's first ascension was to the Father, and he ascended as the Son of God. His second ascension is as the Son of Man, and he ascended to the Ancient of Days. Two ascensions, both of which were spirit, soul, and body. It was a bodily ascension. Now, this was possible for him to have a bodily ascension because he'd been resurrected and his body had been changed. Today, we ascend as a spirit and soul, is what I see. Most of the ascensions we have are spirit and soul ascensions. But I also am looking forward to spirit, soul, and body ascensions at some point. So this is a brief introduction to sonship. That's what it's turned out to be. This is an introduction to sonship.